mind. So in accordance with Marina Memorandum Circulars number SC 2021-03 to SC 2021-06, it shall be the responsibility of concerned institutions or agencies mentioned in the previous slide as holder of information to encode into MISMO system. Within the prescribed period, the records and information regarding the training, medical fitness, sea service records of the seafarers as shown in the screen. So as we can see, the different institutions have prescribed information and periods to encode on MISMO. As seafarer, we need to ensure and check every now and then the records encoded in our MISMO. So here is the information need to be encoded in the for the licensed planning agencies as well as the maritime higher education institutions or the maritime schools. So as already shown previously in our audiovisual presentation, here is what the MISMO site looks like for everyone's reference. You can sign up or sign in. You can also verify certificates, your digital certificates for its authenticity or legitimacy. So you can verify your certificates by including the serial number or scanning the QR code of your e-certificates. So you may also check the schedules, available schedules for examination in the MISMO system. Now, Marina accepts two types of processing. First is the regular process, and the other is the expedite application. So for the regular applications, the following process are observed. First, online evaluation to make sure that the application will be checked to ensure the necessary documents are complied with. Applicant seafarers, after passing the online evaluation, will be then instructed to secure online their final evaluation slot, for which on your chosen date, your application will be subjected to. The final evaluation where counter-checking and the certificate's detailed generation is being made. Then once your application has been approved in the final evaluation, payment will be processed. So once payment is received and acknowledged by the system, the application will then be forwarded to the signatory validation. This is the last step of checking the requirements. After making sure the requirements are all in order, the application will then be approved. Hence, the digital certificates will be released and reflected in seafarers' account. So please be informed or please note that the personal appearance in application or submitting an application for the certification and assessment is does no longer require personal appearance. For the expedite processing or the expedite applications, the steps are almost the same with the regular applications, except that in the expedite processing, the manning agencies shall be the ones to submit the names of their seafarers for processing of the expedite applications. First, submission of the names of by the LMAs through the certification division official email address. Then, upon submission, Marina will acknowledge the email and conduct online screening and final evaluation. Once approved, final evaluation, seafarers will generate a reference number for payment. And once payment is received, and acknowledged by the system, the application will be then forwarded to the signatory validation. So this is the last step of checking the requirements. After making sure the requirements are all in order, the application will then be approved, then the digital certificates will be sent in your business account. Again, for the application under expedite process, please take note that this only allowed and applicable for seafarers who would join vessel 2 to 3 working days upon submission of application. And the personal appearance or physical appearance is no longer required. For Marina Professional License ID processing, as for the processing, the steps are also almost the same as with the regular processing. The difference is that the physical appearance or personal appearance will be required in the application of Marina ID. So first, applicant seafarers must submit online application. Upon submission, they have to secure appointment slots for their final evaluation. That includes the appointment date and the venue or branch selected by the applicant. After which, on your chosen date, again, the seafarer applicant must be present to proceed the application for final evaluation. Once payment is received and acknowledged by the system, the application will then be forwarded for printing. And lastly, the Marino Professional ID will be released on the same day of the appointment. Again, please take note that the physical appearance is required. The applicant seafarer can choose the appointment venue, the branch of Marina, as to where they may set their appointment and release their Marina ID. For the second part of our presentation is the process of delays in the processing of COC and COPs. First in the list is having multiple accounts. So we remind all seafarers here that uh, you should only have one mismo account. So please be informed that the mismo system is not comparable with other social media platforms, where if you forgot your password, you just have to create a new account by changing your password. Be reminded that the details or information which will be reflected in your certificate will highly depend on the information you input in your mismo account. So if the birth date has been incorrect or your name is incorrect in your mismo account, it will be reflected or it will reflect once your certificate has been released. To guide our seafarers on their SRN, please take note that your SRN will start with seafarers birth year, followed by the birth month and birth date. Then the four-digit computer-generated sequence number based on the order of registration in the MISMO system. So for the seafarers here in this room, you may check your account right now, and if it's correct, based on the order of the serial or SRN number. So if in case that you have a multiple accounts or they were wrong or incorrect information in your mismo account, you may request to update it or check it by sending a request to srnconcerns@mail.marina.gov.ph. Okay, second on the list, of course, is submitting incomplete requirements. This is to reiterate that the documents required by Marina are in accordance with the STCW Convention 1978 as amended, and its scope. Seafarers need to submit a complete, clear copy of their requirements. Next is the blurred or wrong photos or documents. So the standard photo for COP is wearing plain white polo with white background. For COC, white polo with appropriate shoulder board and white background. For the guidelines on the standard photo, you can read Marina Advisory number 2022-65. So for uploading of the documents, seafarers or applicants must ensure that all documents is clear, complete, and correct. And all documents must match, or all information in your documents must match to the information encoded in your account. So for guidelines on the correct format of the picture that need to be uploaded or submit in your mismo account for the application of COP. I don't know if I'm locking this. Yeah, so one of the reasons why our application has been rejected is the incorrect format of the picture submitted in the transaction. So please be advised that this picture will be used as attachment on your certificates that will be presented on board or on your employment process. So make sure that the correct format of your picture, you submit a correct format of your picture. So this on this one is the correct white polo shirt with white background, no name tag. So next is the relevant information not encoded or with erroneous entries. So as shown in the matrix earlier on the information that needed to be encoded by the institution, um, seafarers applicant must ensure that the documents is correct and will match to the certificates or documentary requirements that they will submit. Next is the expired documents. So Marina will not accommodate or will not proceed with the evaluation if our documents, COP, Certificate of Competency and Certificate of Proficiency, has been expired. So applicants must resubmit their application under issuance. So this is also to inform our applicants and our participants in this room that Marina will only accept training certificates taken within the last 2 years prior application or submission of application in the issuance of COP. Next is the delayed payments. So seafarers should settle the payment online via P2P, GCash, or any other Marina partner via center immediately after the application was approved or immediately after you generated the reference number for payment. So in P2P, they will give an allowance of 24 hours for the seafarers or applicants to settle their payments. And once the applicant failed to uh, pay the corresponding amount of their applications after 24 hours, they will need to regenerate another reference number for payment. So the last part of the presentation is the actions taken by Marina in order to address the challenges. First is Marina is intensifying the dissemination of information communication through social media and other platforms. All updates regarding new policies and improvement in the processes are all posted through our official Marina page, Facebook page, and Marina SDCW Office official website. Ongoing review of current systems to further streamline processes, enhancing control measures, and mistake proofing the proofing on the system. Our current system right now is very dynamic in such a way that while we are using our application or our accounts, Marina is also updating or modifying or making enhancement in the system. Next is the implementation of blockchain-enabled technology to further strengthen the security of the certification system. And lastly, implementation of online processing and e-formats of COC and COPs. So last 2019 or since 2019, we already used our MISMO system in the application. Then, thank you for listening on my presentation. If you have further concerns or inquiries, you may send an email to the Public Information Division at PIDSDCW office, PIDSDCW at marina.gov.ph, or you may also contact the phone numbers indicated in the slide. Again, thank you so much.
We thank Mr. Tirunni Vaidya. As a small token of appreciation, we hand a gift to Mr. Tirunni Vaidya. Thank you for the presentation. We would now like to welcome Mr. Sachin Shukla for his next presentation.
Good morning, sirs. First of all, I would like to thank owners and all ship staff here to come all the way, taking out their precious time and being a part of UMMS Crew Seminar 2023. So, as the board says, the topic is, I have chosen the topic is safety and human behavior. We have been listening a lot about safety and human behavior since yesterday. We had right shift here who were discussing on the safety and human behaviors. We had MDI, we had Sandeep sir who in the morning discussed about the safety standards. So first of all, I have captured this data from the yesterday presentation from the right shift, which said we had fatalities 101 reported this year, incident 2239, abandonship cases 117. We had from MPI stating we had 1,100 incidents, where 60% of the incidents were marine incidents. So, saying this, first of all, I would like to congratulate UMMS team because for year 2023 until now we had zero incident on board. So that is a great achievement. But this should not make us overconfident or complacent enough. We have to go ahead long way and make sure we always operate the work safely and efficiently. Going ahead, my presentation, safety and human behavior. So, we always say the argument is 100%, the argument is 90% of all accidents at sea are caused by human factors. So that is the case. Whenever any incidents, any accidents happen, so this is always saying the argument is 90% of the accidents take place. So the other, we don't have to be a part of this 90%, but nobody talks about how safe we operate the ship. So we have to be a factor where we operate the work safely. Uh, the next, safety differently. Now, safety reflects in those tasks which are completed successfully, and events are reactive learning opportunity. So, whatever jobs are carried out successfully, that is, of course, carried out safely, but there could be flaw. So, we have to learn from each incident, each job, what has been performed. Safety does not prevent bad things happening, it helps good things happen. So always safety is our priority. Apply protective learning methods such as learning from normal working to continuously enhance our safety capacity. So whatever activities we do, we should try to learn from normal work activity and try to see how we can improve further. So now the second last, can risk be reduced? So if any activities have taken place, now we should consider, can we reduce the risk or do we enhance operational capacity to match the risk? So we have risk assessment carried out, we have toolbox meeting carried out, and we evaluate our risk. Successful completion of task. Now, in successful completion of task, we can see the chart here. The black color line is the normal work procedures what is planned that it would be carried out. The blue line is actual the work how it has been carried out. The green area is the buffer line. If you remain until green line, there is no incident. But if you deviate from further from the green line, you have already crossed the border and you meet with an accident. So we have to always make sure whatever we plan, we try to execute the work accordingly. So in this black line, how we plan, we write procedures, we develop plans, we design hardware, and we carry out the work. Now, work as done is how job actually has to go get done. So, but actually the work what would be done would not be the same as per the procedures, because when you get onto work, there are some tips given by someone, there is know-how, efficiencies, and shortcuts. Sometimes you think this is taking longer time, let me take an open spanner instead of ring spanner. And you tend to make a mistake where you can injure yourself. So this is how it happens. So no matter how we think our procedure, we can make a very robust procedure, which would be saying that, which would be 100% sure that there will be no accidents. But in case if we do not follow, if we do not really realize within ourselves that this could be fatal, we cannot avoid accident. So in short, we have to be very sure whatever jobs are being carried out on daily basis are well planned and well executed. This is a graph again, work at plant. The green line goes as per the work we plan. The blue line is how the work actually goes. And if you cross the buffer area, then you meet with an accident. So we have to ensure that we never land into that area. These are we have a saying from human performance aspects. Error is normal. Even the best make errors. So this we know errors do happen. Even the best make errors. Blame fixes nothing. If we say, oh, this is second engine mistake, this is fourth engine mistake, this is motorman mistake, it will not fix up anything. What we need to do after we make mistake, or we have to learn how we can avoid going future, how we can train our juniors, how we can train our fellow mates who is on another vessels. So this is we don't have to be on a blame culture. Learning and improving are vital. What happened? I have also done. We have everyone here have done several mistakes, but how we go ahead, how we take it forward is the important key. Context drives behavior. How leaders respond to failure matters. So now in this room, everybody is leader. Everybody is captain, chief engineers. So everybody is leader because you are the people who are driving the team on board. So how you make in case something happens and if you just keep shouting, somebody makes an error. He does not. He opens the seat chest filter and he does not close the valve properly and there's some water coming. If you start shouting, he will get tense and make more errors. Maybe he get involved into an accident. So what everyone here needs to learn, if accidents will happen or some incidents will happen, but how we react with, how we divide the team, how we see how we overcome that, that is very important. In case there is some grounding, so we cannot just shout, why third officer you did not look this, why this thing happened. So what we have to do is we have to then be very calm, see, take out a checklist, see the procedures, follow the procedures, report, communication. Communication is the key important because there are various parties involved for every incident. So that is the key factor what need to be followed. Again, this is human factor principles. This has been taken from OCIMF. People will make mistake. This we have been repeating. People will make mistake. People actions are rarely malicious and usually makes sense to them at all times. The accidents, nobody do it deliberately. I will not deliberately fall down because I will not take that into consideration and then I will make an accident. So that is the problem why accidents do happen. That's why we have additional RA and a toolbox meeting to be considered. Mistakes are typically due to conditions and systems that make work difficult. So basically, it is the like people are tired, their rest hours are not complying. The pilot is the bunkering part just completed, and the pilot come on board. You have to maneuver on the vessel. So all these incidents makes difficult and accidents happen. So we have to make a proper planning. If we know that after bunkering we have a pilot test, we should make second engineer rested, we should make one motorman rested, and we should ensure the passage is smooth. Everybody, so we can avoid the incidents. Understanding the condition in which mistakes happen help us prevent and correct them. If we know that this is how accidents happen, we can correct them. Now, like for bunkering, yesterday we had a lot of discussion on bunkering. The incidents happening on bunkering, overspill, bunker wall not properly opened, not so. What happens if we bunker? If we do not have a proper procedure in place, and we open the wrong wall, which is already filled, of course the bunker will overspill and it will come out. There have been seen where the overfill tanks have filled up due to wrong operation of wall. But the correct action and which is always appreciated is to stop the bunker, visualize your condition, and then proceed further. So that is how we can do. Leaders help shape the condition that influence what people do. So we all here sitting here are the leaders. So we are the example for our fellow mates on board. We have to lead an example and make sure the work is operated safely. We have already discussed regarding enclosed space, pilot ladder incidents. So I have just removed from my slide. Now we have other major accidents happening because of mooring, slip trips, hand injuries. So which I will be covering in my presentation. Sir, can you play this? There's a play button going down. You know. Yes. So this is mooring operation. What was happening? Can anybody tell what is the errors here? Anybody want to answer this? Can anybody tell what is the error here in this mooring operation? Anyone?
Good morning, sir. I think uh, the break under our different way. Okay. And action.
If you see the person who's signaling, he's just standing just near the passing line. So in case the passing line parts, he can immediately get injured. And here also the person is standing between the two lines. So if you see here, yes, you can see here the person is signaling standing near the line itself. So in case the line parts, he will be immediately impacted. And here he's standing in the between of the two lines. So this are the dangerous situation in mooring lines. There have been majority of accidents and incidents taking place because of mooring arrangements.
And
Yes, sir. I can see that in the photo because this happens always. In the certain port, sometimes prior arrival, we were sent this mooring arrangement. But when the ship is about to berth, there's a change of the situation. So the mooring arrangement plan, which was we without a safety meeting prior arrival, was not followed. So in this situation, the ship staff should be ready for any changing conditions. So we must reassess if this is really safe to do so. Because sometimes the berth arrangement also the vessel should berth in that number in this number. So there's always changing condition. So the ship staff should always be ready to reassess if it is really applicable and safe to do so. To follow what the terminal is suggesting. But it is not, then suggest and try to force them to let them know that it's not safe. That's all.
That is rightly said. We don't have to come under any pressure. So going forward, I'll be coming what is peer pressure. We don't have to come under pressure. In case the mooring arrangements or any arrangements are being changed, we have to do the risk assessment again. We have to do situational awareness. Even if there is a 5 minutes meeting required to discuss with the key person, that should be carried out. It's better to be safe than to worry later. So we have to avoid incidents. That is the key factor. So please.
Discuss about this particular technology. So at times what happens during this mooring operations, all of us who have done this mooring, mostly the person who is handling the rope, he might have a lack of situational awareness. But somebody overseeing him, especially the in charge of the mooring station, chief officer forward or second officer or third officer up, they should keep a watch. Or one person has to keep a watch on the other. At times while handling ropes, you may not realize you're passing two, three ropes at a time together. And these accidents during mooring can be fatal. You must have heard of many accidents during this mooring operations. One of the most dangerous operations which people take it for granted. So please do not take it for granted. Safety is the priority. And yesterday the word, whatever and we use, the buddy culture, that we see is missing nowadays from the ships. So please watch over each other. That is the best thing to do.
And one more thing I would like to add, I have to regretfully say this, but the only casualty we have had on our ships the last 11 years has been because of one such incident. On one of the vessels, we lost a second officer. Um, I can't say it's a replica of this, but it was a mooring rope incident. We cannot forget that. We should not forget that. Um, every life that is lost on board is a loss for the families, for the near and dear ones. We should not forget this. Please keep reminding. Please keep reminding yourself that we have to come in and go back on our two legs because someone out there is waiting for us. It is important for us to remember this. We come on our 2 feet, we have to go back on our own 2 feet, not on someone else's. So, what Sharma was saying, this is a very critical operation. There are so many things that can go wrong very quickly if people are not alert. Stations happen middle of the night, stations happen early in the morning. And you have to be alert. You have to have people who are well rested, who understand what is expected of them. And again, take care of others. Take care of others. If you find that someone is standing in the way of the mooring rope and you see that someone is going to be hit, if this happens or that happens, there are so many things that you can see from a distance. And I can give you an example very quickly, but maybe I can explain you. Can I use this? Yeah. So
how the boring things work, okay? For people in the back, okay? You see this here? Okay? You see this? Okay? You see this? No, people can see it, yeah? Which hand? Left or right? Only yes. Left or right? Yeah, okay. Where is the paper? People are blinded by myopic view. People who are at a distance can see things better. If someone is driving the moorings, and if they find somebody standing in the way, you have to say, you have to speak, you have to shout. Okay? Accidents do not happen by chance. Accidents happen because we allow them to happen. Also remember what Sachin is saying, I tend to agree, but I do not agree 100%. It is only a human being or a man or a person who has the ability to hurt himself. No other animal or no other creature on this planet or any other planet that you know of where human beings or where creatures are living, that they would be hurting themselves. Have you ever seen a tree cut its own root? No. Have you ever seen a dog bite its own tail? No. But we, knowing fully well that this could be a dangerous situation, we still go there. Knowing fully well that this could cost our lives, we still go and do things which are wrong. Go go without helmets, go without safety shoes, go without gloves, go into enclosed spaces where we do not know what is lurching there in the dark. It's all about hurting ourselves. Sometimes we are lucky, sometimes luck fades out. When luck fades out, you have an accident. And when you have an accident, please do not call it by chance. Please do not call it by chance. It was bound to happen because you were not alert. I touched upon it yesterday. There are no routine tasks on board. Even sleeping on board is not a routine task. You need to plan where you sleep, how you sleep, when you sleep. And if you have a sideboard on the bed that where you're sleeping, otherwise you will fall down because of rolling and pitching. Anything else is as dangerous as it can be. No routine tasks on board. Please do not treat anything as routine. Moorings, bunkering, filling up ballast tanks. I had a case where they were doing ballasting, and because of the construction of the vent, one of the vent balls got stuck. There was vacuum in the tank. Luckily, the master was passing by. He knew that the tank was getting filled up, and he did not see any air coming out. He released the ball. That all that was required to be done. We had to replace the ball is another matter. It was a lighter ball. But understand what I'm trying to say. No routine tasks on board. Whether it is a smallest of job to be done. You tell me the job and I can tell you how it can be life-threatening. But if you are careful, if you are if you are in a space where you not only are careful for yourself but for others, you can make the difference. Do you all agree with me? Yeah, please, it's for your life. I always say a being of volitional consciousness. Okay, a man is a being of volitional consciousness. You have the right to choose. You have the right to make choices.
No other being has that. Make the right choices, please, for your life, because somebody is waiting for you. Please remember. Next time when you go on board in your cabin, kindly put this notice. Kindly take a piece of paper, write it down. Someone is waiting for me back home. Could you do that, please? Yeah, can I have a raise of hands who would like to do this when they go back? Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, it would be for your benefit. Just write down someone is waiting for me back home. Okay? Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you, Vinay sir. Thank you, Anurag sir, for the feedback. Going forward, now this is another incident what generally happens on board. Slip and trip. It even happen at home, even on road when we're doing our normal activities. I'm sure here everybody in this room must have had this experience of slip and trip. Maybe at home, maybe on board the vessel. Can you please play the video for me? We have a small video for around 40
Slips
seconds.
and trips happen daily to individuals while at home and at work. These accidents are always avoidable. Here are some common causes of slips and trips. Always look for these hazards. Slips. Walking on surfaces with ice, spills, oils, and loose materials. Walking on slippery surfaces like polished stone, tile, finished concrete. Walking on loose rugs. Wearing shoes without slip-resistant soles. Trips. Uneven walking surfaces. Changes in elevation. Not observing steps, platforms, and door thresholds. Obstructions in walking area like open drawers, holes, trash, or electrical cords. Not using handrails on stairs. And walking in areas with poor lighting. Remember, always look out for these hazards to avoid slips and trips.
Yes. So this slide, slip and trips, it clearly identify all this could be avoided if we do a good housekeeping on board the vessel. Because if there is no oil, there is no slippery surfaces, there is no rags lying where you could sleep. The ladders when you're walking, please hold both the ladders. Watch your steps carefully. If we do all this thing, I'm sure, as Vinay sir said, that you will come home safely. We want to be back home in two legs, two hands, and properly. So that is the key factor. Please watch your working area. So this will definitely prevent this injury. This is the most common injury what happens on board. People fall, then they injure their back, then they need to go to a hospital, then they need to be re-evacuated from the vessel. So this can be avoided. Now, the another accidents what I have overgone, I've seen this accidents during my sailing time, and also it have happened twice. I have observed this. This is launching of a lifeboat, which is the port side and starboard side lifeboat. When it is lowered in the lifeboat, now you can see this is a normal drill what is being carried out. Now what happens? Uh, the there somebody was trying to hoist by the electrical conduit, and somebody was at the same time somebody have put the handle to uplift it to hoist the rescue boat lifeboat. So what happens? Earlier the electrical was not working, so he was not able to hoist the lifeboat. Later electrician was working, and he fixed up the electric motor, and finally the electrical work. But at the same time, some crew member who was not aware put the handle and start heaving up the lifeboat. So in event what happens when the motor starts, the handle which was inserted by the crew, it's automatically fell in his head, and he get a head injury and he died on the spot. This happened two incidents. So for now it have happened. This is a learning from incident. Now what we should do? We should just not live with it. That okay, we have to be careful. Beyond being careful, we have to do an engineering solution. What would be engineering solution? Engineering solution would be putting a limit switch. If you see any concerns in any areas, you please highlight. We'll come with a solution, or we'll come with a conclusion how we can prevent this kind of incident. So later a limit switch was installed. So this limit switch, what it will do is, in case the handle is inserted inside, it will not allow the electrical, if somebody unknowingly operating the electrical motor, that will not operate because the limit switch is cutting off the electric motor. So if any such kind of hazards are notified in engine room or in the deck or anywhere on the ship, please identify to a higher authority. We'll come with an engineering solution or we'll come with some solution. Now, the topic
In here, the important point to pick up regarding this limit switch. So my was shipment. We had this limit switch in place, but limit switch was not working, and we had our one AB who had a hand fractured because of this angle. So there was a limit switch, but it was not working. It was never checked because these limit switches are ignored most of the time. We do not maintain them. So it is very important to check these limit switches because they are there for a purpose.
Yeah, I done one investigation a long way 2005 fatality more because of this. And issue was not that they were hoisting it; they were changing the wire. Rescue boat, they were changing the wire out at sea, and they engaged and they were heating it up because motor was not working. So electrician was working somewhere trying to fix it, and they were pulling it on AP, young AP, 29 years old. And suddenly the motor started and he was doing it. So this handle hit him just here, spot death. Vessel was diverted, and his body was taken out and sent to his home country. Lot of complications, but the issue is during the changing of wire also we have to be very, very careful. If you want to do it mechanical way, you should do mechanical. We have to use lotto, knock out, tag out religiously because people forget to use lotto system. So this lotto system has to be used religiously. So that even the electrical officer, what he did is limit switches, everything was fine. It was disengaged, everything. But he made it with a screwdriver direct connection at the switchboard. So the motor started to run. And same time this incident took place. So this is what happens. We have to be very, very careful when you are doing changing of wire or heating these kind of boards like this, when the limit switches are not bypassed, or even if they are bypassed, the people are not aware of it. So everybody must be aware of for the activity going on the vessel. So that is lotto. So you must put the lotto on the switchboard also.
thank you, sir. Now, as we are discussing on safety, so this slide clearly speak. The top two people say, "I am sure glad the hole is not at our end," whereas safety is everyone's responsibility. This should not be the case. You should not think, "Oh, it is only the problem happened in the engine room, so we are from the navigation side. We will not go and see what is the problem." So it is not one's matter. Safety is everybody concerned. So please take a note of it. Safety is not a separate activity. It's the way how we work and live. So it is not a separate activity. It is day to day daily activities, whether on shore or whether on the ship. Winning at safety is like winning in sports. So it is not the effort of one person, but the focus and determination of the entire team working towards a common goal. You have to get out and give it your best every single day. So safety doesn't speak, oh, today one week I have followed the toolbox meeting and now next 1 month I will not do. So that doesn't speak. Safety speaks every day. Every day is a new day. Let us live it safely. Now, as I said, the third incident I will discuss about the hand injury. The other major incidents what have been noticed in the industry is hand injury. Now, here the pictures could be little dangerous, but it is very good to know how the incidents happen and how we can prevent it. I will just take. I am short of time, but still later I will give you. Later you try. Just hold off your thumb and try opening your shoelace and closing with the 4 fingers. So later, I'm sure hardly anyone would be able to do tying the lace with only 4 fingers, leaving the thumb aside. So this is the importance of fingers. I give you a homework. You can do it later on. This is a very small work which happens on a daily basis. It is a tug line where when the bunker parts come alongside, the lugal bunker parts come alongside, store bars, any parts come alongside, they pass the mooring rope and it is tied with our bollards. Just leaving the tug line and letting the barge go can create this kind of accidents if not handled properly. So though this is a dangerous picture, but it makes a lot of sense. So please make sure even a small work like leading the tug line can cause an accident. This is another accident where you can see a person have lost his little finger. The little finger loss is because he was working on the drill bit, he was uncareful and his little finger got dragged to the drill machine and he lost his finger. So any activity, any work being performed has to be religiously done and it should be done under senior supervision. Here you see this is a common activity being carried out on monthly basis. We are resetting our rescue boat, lifeboat, we are lowering it to the water and during just resetting of hook after lifeboat drill, the person finger got trapped and he got injured. So I'm sure it's very dangerous pictures. I would also not like to show, but this is a place where you can realize how we can avoid and how it could be dangerous. So I have especially not deleted this injury photos. Here, this is this incident is tying the FRP gratings. What we have FRP grating, just tightening the hook. The fingers got trapped between the gratings, and this is the incident. Trust me, this is not the fake photos. This is the real photos of the incidents happened in the shipping industry. So somehow all this data have been collected. So this is a normal, just tightening the FRP grating, and you could get into this kind of injury. This is the engine room. This is a ventilation fan. Somebody just opening the inspection hole and checking the tightness and checking. And because of this engine room blower fan was rotating due to air draft. Uh, the, the procedures is followed. The loto is in place. The breaker is off. Every procedure is followed. But it rotated because of the air draft, and the injury can be seen. So any work, any activities has to be done very religiously. Now here, this is a fixing of a seawater pipeline, legal pipeline. We see that various occasions we have to fabricate a new pipe and we have to install in place. There has to be a proper tool used for all the jobs what are assigned. Here, some good person instead of using this bike or instead using the proper tool, he uses finger to align the fans, and the finger's injury is clearly visible. So, use of proper tools, use of proper equipment can prevent this. There are other hand injuries. What happens due to person get their hand trapped in the door? It happens we have a heavy steel plate, pipes stored on board. If they fell over you, it causes injuries. And also by the abrasive tool, what are being used on board. So whenever you are using such kind of materials, such kind of heavy things, please make sure do it safely, have a proper risk assessment, like for picking up big pipes, don't go alone. If you require three-person, you have a meeting and you ask your seniors, and please give your people to them. It's not like if we have to shift a heavy pipe in a deck from midship to forecastle. Please also engage everybody together, to work together and make sure the work is done safely. Now, this is very important slide. Here we say there are some tools what are not replaceable. The drill bit can be replaced, the hook could be replaced, but this hand, of course, when the fingers are gone, it cannot be replaced. So be careful when you work on board. Now, what can I do? We have seen so many incidents here, but what we can do to improve, to ensure we don't see our picture in this slide next year. So we have to work carefully. The line says instructions. All senior officers must ensure instructions are clear for the job and the hazards are well understood by the person who is doing it. So the senior officer, whenever there is any work assigned, please ensure you give proper instructions to the crew involved in the job. I would really like to stress on this. There is a stop card. We in our SMS also we have a stop card. Under chapter 1, page number 23 is written, and also it's written in chapter 3. So if you read, we have a stop card which could be religiously you should follow. If you see some unsafe behavior, unsafe act, please stop. Even if a chief engineer is doing a mistake, the captain has the right to say, Chief, please stop this work, it's not safe. Let us do a risk assessment, let us come again the next day and we do it properly. So please stop yourself, your fellow mates, and any third party who is working on board. Because if anything happens to the third person also, like in dry docks or when the repair team comes, it is the owner's and ship responsibility to ensure everybody is safe. As yesterday Minister mentioned, safety is owner's first priority. He have to ensure the safety of the crew is the owner's priority. So please, we have to follow that. Now, what can we do? We can use proper use of tools, like when we are aligning the seawater pipe, what we had shown in the pictures, use pipe, use proper tools, use personal protective gears. And the accidents could be like you're putting the laser wires, you put the cotton gloves, it will not help. So you should know what kind of tools, what kind of gloves, what kind of safety equipments need to be worn at what occasions. Now, what can we do? The main thing we can see here is the focus. We have to remain focused to the work, what we are doing. Most importantly, maintain your concentration and stay focused at all times. Now let's keep our fingers and hands safe. Fingers are necessary for a lot of important things. So I'm sure we will take it from here and we'll do a safe operation. This is another incident where, in case there is any way blocked, you should find a solution where you should not jump over some railings or some passage. You should make a passage, and you should use the proper way of going. That one thing. Then this is a photo from a recent taken over vessel. This is inclusive leadership. You need to brief the people, carry out regular training, carry out after the drill is carried out, you should carry out the debriefing. This is again a photo from one of our vessels. It involves creating what does this meeting does. This we do safety committee meeting, we do monthly meeting, we do management meeting, we do meeting from the office. There are several meetings, but what all this means, it involves creating an environment where everyone feels valued, respected, and included. So everybody feels a belongingness. So that's why this is the importance of meeting. Inclusive leaders work to remove barriers. If we remove the barriers, all the work can happen safely. It's let's focus. It's one team, whether it is on shore, whether it is on ship, or whether it is owners. It is one team. We have one goal and we have one conversation. So please make sure we stand together. We sail together is our logo, and we stand to it. Now, this is a photo of iceberg. Here we can see understanding human behavior. I have covered some part of safety. Now coming to human behavior. Here we can only see the top part of iceberg. That is visible behavior. We know knowledge, we know skill. That is known to everyone. We take your interview, we know how knowledgeable you are, how skilled you are there. But if you see the iceberg, there are so much of below the water which cannot be seen. That is your attitude, that is your skill, that we need to know. Like you are captain chief engineer of the vessel, you have fourth engineer, you have motorman, you have fitter, you have third officer, second officer, AD. So you need to know your people. Like yesterday it was rightly said, know your ship, know your people. So you need to know which people behave in what manners, under what circumstances, and we can do the work. Yeah. So this is very important to know the human behavior. Now, when you are working, the task is in action. Suppose when we are working, we are overhauling fuel pump. Our task is we have to open the fuel pump. The other things become hand side, like whether we have closed the valve properly, there is an oil spill, so that become hand side. Don't let the things to be hand side. Evaluate. Whenever you are carrying out the work, please evaluate. Yes, this is the meaning. And this is another slide when work needs to get done. What people do, they follow the easiest path. Okay, I can do just like here we see somebody put the fingers for aligning the flanges and he lost his finger. So we follow the easiest part. He knew that he had to put the spike. He could have gone to workshop and got the spike. but he thought of an easy way out. So this is how things happen. Everybody tries to follow easiest part. Please do not follow easiest part. Try to adhere to the initial plan what we carry out. So we can go in the straight line as I showed in my initial slide. Yeah, I'm sure everyone is with me. Uh, why? Yes. So now here, why did human beings fail? Okay. What is human error? How the failures take place? These are some interesting slides. I am sure everybody would like it. It's little comic one. Why do people make mistake? Overconfidence. As Sandeep sir rightly said in the morning, checklist. I will fill it up later. And he just entered the control space later because he was overconfident that he have gone to cabin space many times. He can fill it up later. There is no need to check oxygen and anything, and he goes inside, and there is a fatality taking place. So please don't be overconfident. Do your work, follow your checklist. That will save your life. Inadequate guidance. If there's any change in moving plans or anything, it should be guidance should be given to the key staff. Have a small meeting, have a 5 minute break, and guide your people. Here, time pressure. You can see, Captain, I need to get home by 7 p.m. The pilot is pushing Captain and Captain is pushing Chief in air and they make an error. So please don't come under any time pressure. If you come under time pressure, please ask the authorities. You can even sometimes when I call you and give too much pressure, you can always discuss it out. We will find a solution to it. Distractions. When there is a channel, navigation, please do not be distracted. If there is any excessive work going on, please first the navigation, then you can do the maintenance. So you have to plan your work accordingly. This is very important. Everybody knows the maximum accident taking place is because of rest hours. Interruption in the sleep. You just go to sleep, you do not get proper rest, you are not proper this thing, and you make an error. Multiple tasks. Captain is stressed, ownership cost reduced to down, reduced to then some court authorities asking for the documents, they're asking for the ballast water treatment submit, second officer asking for sign off, and master is too much stress. So if you are under tremendous stress, you can make an error. So please do not come under tremendous stress. We are here in the office. Abhishek also mentioned yesterday, we are here in the office. You can reach us to us and give your stress to us. We will try to solve the problem. Yeah. Peer pressure. Today I said I will come to the peer pressure. We have a peer pressure, and that's why we go forward and we make an accident. Don't be under peer pressure. And if there is some new kind of situation we have not come across, we tend to make an error. Blame solves nothing, as people will make mistake. This is a good. I at least I like this slide. So here it will not blame will not fix up anything. Okay, so it is also there in us. We follow the just culture. If you see our chapter 1 and chapter 3, so we have in chapter 1 just culture very nicely mentioned, and we will not blame anybody. Even if there is something, we will try to find a solution by training, by making a procedure, and we'll make sure that things move on. We are not a company who will blame anybody for anything. So this is again one team, one goal, one conversation. UMMS staff, owners, UMMS show team. Everybody is standing together and holding the things right. Okay. Building trust. We have discussed a lot. Now this is how we build the trust. No loss or life of injury. No fire. No collision, grounding. No flooding. No marpol violation. No safety violation. No damage to cargo, vessel or equipment, no failures of propulsion, no non-conformity in audits, no deficiency in PSC inspections, no deficiency in own areas, no observation in areas responsibility to right ship vetting, no interpersonal conflicts on board. So all these things will build the trust. This is what the owners want, and if we can prove this, we can build the trust. This is back to basic. This is again you can see we are like I'm stationed at Singapore, Sandeep sir stationed Norway. We did not discuss the slide, but it came together. They are back to basic. So you can understand everybody in UMMS have the same philosophy. We want to get back to the basic and we want to do the things right way. Focus on vessels. Present day scenario, we have to know our vessels, know our people, standards of watch keeping, unsafe behaviors for watches. This is really I would like to highlight. We had a deficiency also on this. The watch keeping is only being done by one person. Even when we go on board, we have seen this on several occasions. What we would like to do is we have to stop this unsafe behavior. You know what accidents could happen? There is some alarm in purifier. The person is only single watch keeping. He goes to purifier room and while going he slips from the ladder. He have accepted the alarm, but while going he slips from the ladder and he become unconscious. Now nobody knows in the night what have happened. So single person is very dangerous. Please make sure there is no single person watch keeping. At all times there should be two people for the watch keeping. That the policy says, and we have to follow it. Okay. Next time I come to any vessels, I don't want single man watch keeping. That I would really like to stress on it. The other things I will just skip. We are short of time. Communication have been discussed by Sandeep sir in the morning. I'll just skip this. Good practice. So coming to the next page. Now, if we see focus on vessels and crew safety standards, this is the key factors. It is looked by everybody. IMO is into it. Ship owners, ship managers are into it. Charters are looking into it. Insurance company, PSC, vetting inspections, right ship, investors, classification society. So everybody focus is on the same thing. So you can understand how important is the safety. Okay, focus. So if we remain focused, we can really achieve everything for the machinery, for everything. Now, positive enforcement. Positive enforcement improves safety behavior. Now we can see what gets appreciated gets repeated. So if somebody does good job, you should really appreciate it. Because if you do not appreciate next time, he will not know that he have done a good job. And what will happen is next time he will tend to change and which can cause an accident. Uh, Again, the same thing. Our strength is our crew and our work ethics. So this is from vessel Taoist, which have been recently taken over. So our strength is you people who are sitting here. Without you, we cannot achieve success. So you are the key members who help us and who are helping us to grow. So let us stand together and grow stronger and grow bigger. Yes. Now I will just skip this. We try to have good crew. We know which are crew fitting where. So accordingly, with the crew planning and everything is done. Retention rates are good. Okay. There are so many other slides, but I will skip because all the safety and human behavior is what is necessity of the day. And when you go on board, please promise you will come safely home and you will carry out the operation safely. Thank you so much. I take it here. If there are any questions, please let me know. I am here to answer.
Anyone questions?
I had a lot of good slides. I just removed it this short of time, so so I can have question answers. So if anything is there, please let me know.
Yes, good afternoon. I would like to tell one thing. There is no gold medal for bypassing the safety. Okay.
Please.
There will be no gold medal given to anyone for bypassing the safety. Okay. That's it only. Whenever we are filling any checklist, we have to feel the essence of the checklist, why we are filling it. Just not only there for the paperwork. That's it. Work safely, as sir told, someone is waiting for someone at the home. We should keep it in this mind. Thank you.
For the next presenter, we would like to welcome Captain Sudhir Udar. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for staying here on the second day as well and staying focused. I know there is a lot of energy in this room, so if you can hear me at the last, can you hear me? All right, so if everybody can hear me, I would request to clap once. I think I'm not loud and clear. Clap once. Perfect. Thank you so much. So, as you know, there is too much energy in this room. The objective of this clapping was to transfer energy between you guys and me, because human body, has got so much potential that energy must be at the same level, so we can talk and listen carefully. So now I would like to start firstly that I would not say this is a presentation. I would like to be a dialogue and interaction between you and me, so that I don't feel alone here. So 1 second, I'll just, okay. So going ahead with that. For this, I'll start with a small story. If you have seen this somewhere, anybody knows this? This is a bridge to nowhere. Any one of you? Do you know? Please, yes or no? All right, perfect. Then it makes my life easy. I can say whatever I want. All right, so this is an actual bridge in Honduras. Honduras is in Central America and prone to hurricanes. So there are a lot of hurricanes that comes every year to this place. So the river was there. The people built a bridge to go across the river, and every year there used to be a hurricane. The bridges got damaged. So they asked one company that you look, we want to have a bridge which is strong enough and built to last, so we don't spend money every year. Also, one company said, okay, we are confident we can build a bridge which will not be damaged by hurricanes or any other thing. So they built a bridge. In 1998 October, there was a hurricane Mitch that came. It was a severe hurricane, caused a lot of damage all over the places, but the bridge remained intact. No scratches, nothing. But unfortunately, the river changes its path. Now the bridge is built to last, but it is not built to adapt. As our first speaker yesterday in the opening speech said, there are two things that are permanent in this world. One is change, and the second one, anybody remembers from the first speakers? The change and the need to adapt to the change. So there is a need to adapt to the change because the river has changed its path. Now this bridge is of no use. So famously this bridge is known as bridge to nowhere. So these two concepts we must follow and strictly adhere to, that we are there to build strong things, but that we can adapt. We don't build things that will last forever. Now, I am from the operations department of the UMS family. I represent small section of it, but every one of us in UMS has been tasked to perform certain jobs. So one of the jobs that has been assigned to us is about the operations of the vessels on a day-to-day basis. So just a brief about operations team, what we are doing here in the office and the structure. We have our MD, then operations director, AGM, and then I got a team of marine superintendents who are on a day-to-day basis dealing with the vessels. And our aim is to have no cargo claims, no damages. Sorry for that. And no navigation incidents. The objective is to reduce the claims, assist vessels in various commercial aspects, day-to-day operations of hold cleaning, cargo carriage, stowage, securing, then guiding, weather guidance, and all that stuff. That is what we are trying to do in consultation with all our crew. And going to cover a few things. The last one, that communication, I'll skip because a lot of people has talked about it since yesterday, so I think it is well covered. Few things, case studies about the importance of preparing cargo holds, heavy weather damages. We are now, heading to winters in the northern hemisphere, so things are going to be a little rough in the Pacific and Atlantic and in the northern hemisphere. So I'll just touch upon about damages due to heavy weather. And there are some alleged claims by terminals. We have seen few alleged claims in the recent past wherein there was no fault from the crew or the vessel. However, the terminal always, try to claim and get some money from the vessel and the owners, which we have to protect. Firstly, I would like to congratulate all of you who are working on the vessels for doing a wonderful job and preparing cargo holds in difficult situations. These are some of the live examples, live photos from the vessels who are preparing the cargo holds, especially when they have to load clean cargo after a dirty one. So you can see how, rigorously and diligently the crew are performing the cargo hold cleaning jobs. There are numerous ways, and people are very innovative to find ways to reach to difficult parts and perform the jobs. These are from our vessel. All these pictures are from our vessels. This is something fantastic, and this has all been done in a safe manners. All this is to achieve our desired results. Yesterday, there were three things that we talked about, that what is owner's expectation, then action plan, and the results. So all these are for achieving the desired results. There is a famous saying that a picture speaks 1,000 words. I agree with that. But only thing is, since there's a lot of distance between the vessel and we sitting in the office or somebody else, we will see only whatever you want to show us. If we have good eyes, we probably can see which is slightly hidden in the picture, or obscured, I will not say hidden, but obscured in the picture. However, we cannot see the entire or the actual scenario, what is happening, unless you shows us the clear and crisp picture of what is happening there. All right, now, how many of you have loaded sugar from Australia? Can you raise hands, please? Anybody loaded sugar from Australia? Nobody? Please, guys, we all, even grain also is fine, or alumina. Grain. All right. Okay, now I have few hands. We are on the same energy level. So please respond. All right, I'll not, bore you too much. I'll take another 10-15 minutes. So how are these holds for loading sugar or grain, let's say in Australia? Looks good or bad? Or okay? There's too many master mariners and chief officers here. Please. Motivate me at least to speak.
From the photos, yeah, it looks good.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
But once the surveyor touches it, then I don't know what's the result.
Absolutely right. But you are physically, or let's say if I am on the ship, I physically know the condition. And I send you the photographs. What you will say, okay, this looks good to me. Perfect. These are the same photographs means from the different hold. So far so good. Looks good. Okay. Now the survey comes on board. He goes behind friends, and that's what he finds. We can clean our home, we shove everything in the cupboard, but if the cupboard has also to be inspected, then we cannot shove everything in the cupboard. Right? Then the cupboard also needs to be cleaned. This is the actual one that we get when the surveyor goes to this. Is it okay now to load the grain? So for the entire this thing,
Also, you should notice the grain stuck on in the paint.
this all these previous cargo marks, these white ones, these are previous cargo marks, which are the surveyor normally they are old guys. They cannot climb. They don't have so much of energy like you and me. But if they can see it, I'm sure you can also see it. Only thing is the intention. The intention should be there. You see, this is what comes out when the surveyor pointed out, and then you start re-cleaning, you got so much of rust coming down from everywhere. And it is not that we set a Superman or a Spider-Man to go and start cleaning. It was the crew itself who did this job. These are only a few of the photographs, but I believe they convey the message that please reveal the actual picture to us. There's nothing, there should not be any barrier between you and us. Whatever is there is there. As everybody has been saying since yesterday, if you have a problem, do let us know. We might be able to help you out. We are in a position only to assist you. The show is run by you. So please show us the correct pictures. Show us what problems you are facing. Nobody is going to say that why you did this, why you did that. No. Because it is not you. You are there on the ship for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, maximum 11 months, at what AMSA says. You cannot go beyond that. In 11 months, you have not deliberately created all this. But if you neglect things, it can happen. So please, I request all of you to please show us the correct picture. It is not only about the cargo holds, it goes down from the funnel till the keel. Anywhere, whether it is in the engine room or whether it is in the accommodation or deck, cargo holds, ballast tanks, please show us the correct pictures so that we can sit together and discuss a action plan. In this particular case, there were a lot of off-hire, almost six days, and cost of going in and out of the port, and plus, so many things, and at the end, the reputation, the most important thing. So please avoid all that.
Correct. I think advanced planning, as you mentioned, advanced planning is important. Especially the whole planning, as we already said, you should inform us, in time. Nobody is going to blame you. In case you cannot reach the higher up areas, nobody is going to blame you. Then we can at least discuss with the charterers. We can arrange with the owners. We can arrange, on arrival clinic. There will be opportunity for a day because we are arranging it on arrival. Rather than taking a pilot going in all the way, getting holes filled, then looking for a cleaning company and paying them whatever they demand at that time. Rearrange hole cleaning is much cheaper compared to the one which we have to arrange in Australia at this moment. So this hole cleaning costs us more than $150,000, costs the owners so much. So it can be a very small thing, just to tell us the right picture of the scenario, we are facing on the ship.
And this is where, again, know your ship. For this particular incident or for this particular voyage,
the vessel passed Singapore on the way to Australia. The West, of course, there were problem with the frames or behind the frames there were previous cargo residues and rust. But the surveyor, I mean, because it was sugar, and since many of you have not loaded sugar, the requirement is also not to have rust on the tank top. So it was clearly mentioned about the cleaning requirement for the grain to the vessel, and they confirmed that they have two rusty buses on board. But they forgot to check, and they forgot to know that they forgot to know their ship. They forgot to check if the rusty buses are working properly or not. And number two, whether they have some spares for these rusty bus or these descaling machines or not. After departure from Singapore, the next day when they woke up and they said, okay, let's start to do the work, they realized that these scaling machines are not even working. Imagine now what or how can we explain this to the owner? You have to know your ship. And knowing your ship is not about knowing the name of the vessel or knowing the port and the starboard. You have to know the ship, whether it is fit for purpose or not, whether it is fit for trading or not. Fit for purpose means can it load cargo and discharge cargo? That's all that we have to understand and do. Nothing else. We are not in the business of running ships. We are in the business of carrying cargo. Please understand. Yeah, there's a misconception here. Probably the industry has a misconception that we are in the business of running ships. No, no, no. We are not. Yeah, we're in the business of carrying cargo. We are in the business of moving cargo. So cargo has to be loaded. You have to make sure that the vessel is fit to load the cargo that is intended. Any certification requirement, any machines required, any equipment required, any chemical requirement, any human resources requirement, any guidance required, everything is available. And this is not the first time that this has happened. We had another vessel, another nationality crew, I must admit. The vessel departed China to load from Brazil. Green, 30 days voyage. Brand new vessel, 6 months old. 6 months old, trust me. It had done three coal voyages. That's all. Brand new vessel did three coal voyages. Fourth voyage, going to load grain from Brazil. I mean, how can you justify the vessel failing cargo holds? How can you justify that? Because for the first 14 days, the crew did nothing because they thought it's a long voyage, 30 days voyage. I will do it later. Washing one cargo hold in 2 days' time. No problem. I will do it later. By the time they woke up to the reality that they are only 10 days or 12 days remaining, the vessel was passing Cape, down South Cape, and they could not even go down to the cargo hold. Forget about opening the cargo holds fully. All the equipment, all the effort went down in vain. Oh, the charterer claimed $135,000. Now they're there. Yeah. And there was a huge loss of reputation for us. Hard to justify to the owner. Why can't we have the holds prepared after 30 days of voyage? Great. Not sugar, not sand, not silica sand from Australia. So please understand, we are in the business of carrying cargo. Always, always, always remember. Or moving cargo, not carrying, sorry. Moving. I correct myself. Please do not quote me, okay? We are in the business of moving cargo. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for adding one more case, which I think maybe I have missed to add here. So the lessons that we learned is that there was a failure to warn. Failure to warn means crew was not warned in time. Means that everybody was not warned in time that we have a situation here which is beyond our control, or you cannot reach higher areas, or you are unable to clean those. So that was a failure, and we must have a clear and closed loop communication. Means if you have a problem, do let us know. We will sit together, work out an action plan, and work on it to achieve the desired results. Now, as I mentioned, we are moving into winter now. Again, northern hemisphere is not going to be very friendly for the shipping due to some bad weather. So here are some of the pictures about heavy weather damage. All of us has faced heavy weather during our career at sea, and at some point of time, you are at the mercy of weather if you don't take action in time. And once you reach that point, when you are at the mercy of weather, then you do whatever you want, but you won't be able to save the ship or the damages. These are some of the actual pictures on one of the vessels en route from Canada coming towards Philippines during the passage. Nowadays, you have n number of options to get weather updates. It's not only like old days when you used to have set C only. Now the charterers, they appoint their own weather routing companies. They keep warning you. We, on a daily basis, send weather forecast to the masters without fail. On a daily basis, every vessel is getting weather update from us. Are you getting or not? Yes. Yeah, every day without fail, one weather update goes to the vessel, which has a prediction for next 3 to 4 days about weather, how the weather is going to be. Unfortunately, please don't think that I'm blaming you or somebody else, but when you know that the weather is going to be bad after 3 days or 4 days, and then we are contacting, discussing every day, and it's reported that everything is fine on board, everything is fine on board, today everything is fine, today is everything is fine, and suddenly one fine day after 3 days, you send us a list and photograph that there are so many damages on the vessel. We were sleeping well, that we had just spoken to the vessel yesterday and everything was reported fine. Suddenly the next day morning, we get a huge list of damages. Means, how do you feel about it? You yourself will, not feel the way it should be. All important things stored on deck, the huge damage, and the reason is the vessel had it close to a low pressure. In spite of warning that please secure the vessel for heavy weather, please do this, please do that, you should not hesitate. You are the master of the vessel. All our esteemed owners have so much faith in you that they have handed their vessel to you to take care. You don't hesitate to take action. The action in this case taken was a minor one, means they do not deviate properly. They took a very small alteration. Why? Nobody is stopping you. And if somebody is stopping you, please tell him that I need to do a large alteration to avoid the weather. Nobody on this earth will ask you to go and hit a low pressure. Nobody.
Sudhir, to add in here, especially in this case, you see, at times, heavy weather is very difficult to handle. Being a master myself, you must have gone through so many times, low pressure areas, near typhoons, and at times it is very difficult to handle the vessel. You do not have sufficient sea room to even go zigzag. But cases like this, you see, leaving a final letter open when you know you are heading into a low pressure area, or leaving the forward life raft. Forward life raft was exposed. Forward life raft doesn't have a hydrostatic release. You can always have extra lashings on that one. The forward life raft got inflated on this one. You see, the pilot ladder was left on the deck, in spite of advising the vessel very in advance that you are going into a low pressure area. How many captains here feel that heavy weather damages are avoidable? Or let me put it this way, not avoidable. Captain,
My energy is still same. Do I need to again transfer the energy?
Captain Marvel, what do you say? Heavy weather damages avoidable always? Always avoidable?
Avoidable. It is avoidable with proper planning.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Captain.
Because I hear a lot of times from during the discussions that they are unavoidable. Because weather was such, we had confused swell, 7 meters swell, 8 meters swell. There was no way I could have, rided the swell. But when you try to labor the ship against the weather, I don't think any ship is made to avoid damages if you labor the ship against the weather. And you cannot put it on perils of sea. Perils of sea is something different, but then you have to ride the swell. It is very, very, I believe, a seamanship technique. Either take it on the bow or take it on the shoulder, take it on the shoulder or take it on the quarter. This case, the combination ladder you see, the combination ladder has, it is almost twisted because swell was on the beam. You see,
This picture on the left, you see,
because swell was on the beam. It was high swell. Surely vessel had low freeboard, 5 meters freeboard, 6 meters swell. But when the swell is on the beam, surely one or two big swells, ladder is going to get twisted. No amount of lashing can hold this ladder in place. So better vessel handling was important, and also securing the ship for heavy weather was important.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, moving ahead.
Just I would like to something completely different and now that I remember something completely different. Sorry, Sudhir, this is something completely different, and I think I need to inform you some new things that are coming in for everybody. As I mentioned to you yesterday, that these new regulations are coming in, and we will have this, carbon test intensity indicator and EU ETS, etc. One feature that we are going to bring to your doorstep is planning of voyages with the weather prediction or weather forecast incorporated into the system. That means what's going to happen is that you are going to, of course, the charterers are appointing their own weather routing company, but that normally would start after the voyage has been fixed. Okay, that doesn't start when you are planning the voyage. We are going to bring for you a tool whereby you would be able to plan your voyage based on weather, current, waves, sea condition, and your vessel. Please understand the difference. The difference here is very, very important. Actually, I should have mentioned it earlier, but just understand this. Right now, if you have a weather routing company, they are telling you the condition of the weather that exists. Okay? They do not put your vessel in that weather to see how you will perform or what is best for you. Say, for example, you are driving a motorcycle, okay, and it is a traffic jam. The chances that you would be able to reach your destination is much higher if you had a lorry or a car. Motorcycles can pass like this, cars cannot. Traffic jams for different entities behave in a different manner. Agreed? In the same way, a Kamsar Max does not have the same effect as a Handy Max or a Handy or a Cape. So It is, and the draft of the vessel has a different characteristic. So what we are going to do is, or what we are trying to do is, we are trying to tie up with a company that is going to model your ship for all of you. All of you will have your ship as a model. That model would be put into the weather forecast or weather condition and current condition from point A to point B. Based on that, it would tell you how to navigate in the best manner. Okay? There is a huge differentiator here, and this is going to help you in maintaining your fuel consumptions, maintaining your ETS, etc., etc. And at the same time, it would help you plan your voyage better. So this would start from next month, from trial. We already have in discussion how it would come to you, in what platform. We will let you know. I mean, it is possible that we will have a have a feature in our own portal whereby you will enter the data of your probable voyages or the cargo that you will be having, and based on that, it would give out something. Or you might have to go to a third party vendor platform. It's just a I mean, work in progress.
I think chartered vessel we will do surely on trial. The chartered already has that feature inside. So on trial we'll do that. On one of the chartered vessels.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how does it work. I mean, this is
And it's not only the weather and current, even the historical record of the voyages also is there in the system. So it gives you a recommended route. Route is still finally the master's route, but it recommends basis a lot of criteria that system of that way.
intention is to help you with all the tools that are available for you to plan your voyages ahead. Okay, that is the whole idea. How it would be executed is let us.
But basic seamanship and basic navigation skills remains with you as always.
100% right. I'll take one more minute. I'll tell you. 15 years back, I was a superintendent, and we had some wood chip carriers. And on these wood chip carriers, we used to have electrical motors. For the feeder conveyors and the conveyors. And I told the owner I would like to have one spare electrical motor on board, because these motors are weather and sea, and sometimes there could be sea spray on the deck. So I would like to have one more spare motor on board. Very important machinery. So he told me he was the managing director of Shurikishan, Imamari Group. He told me, Gupta san, if there is sea spray on my ship, then I need to change the manager and not the motor. I said, you're right. Thank you. So
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that and for that wonderful news about this new tool about navigation and passage planning. So both the cases, for this particular weather case, we need to have prudent ship handling during heavy weather. And most important again, reiterating that knowing your vessel, know the limitations of your machinery. You cannot push your machinery beyond limits, whether it is your anchors, whether it is your generators, whether it is the main engine. You should know the limitations. What are the limitations? Up to what weather conditions, the anchors can hold, or how much load you can have on the main engine during the heavy weather. So all these things you should know so that you can take care of the machinery. Because if you take care of the machinery will take care of you. You support the machinery during good times, the machinery will support you during the bad times. Okay, now in both the cases, we have been, or all of us have been doing the same things, like for whole clinics, you have done probably maybe 10, 15, 20, or maybe more whole clinics from dirty to grain. Day in, day out, you are doing the job. Heavy weather again, you have faced day in, day out. Means our desired results are same, the opponent is same, but every time you might need to, exert different amount of work. You might have to amend your ways of working. So which I will, try to show you through a small videos, two small video clips. So before that, I just would like to know how many of you play sports. Please, quickly. I just want to wind up because everybody is waiting for lunch. Please, raise hands. So all of you play, almost everybody plays sports. So can you recognize these two personalities or legends? On my left, on my right, perfect. And they have played against each other for many times, right? They are the legends in tennis who has played against each other number of times. Now the opponents are same, the desired result is same. Both wants points. Alright, can you play the video please? First one. First one. Finished. One single ace, 1 point. 1 second, done. Finished. He scored 1 point. Next one, please. Roger just took about 2 to 3 seconds, one serve, and he wins 1 point. For the second leg, please. The link, it's a big one. Probably you need to copy paste on the Google. Just copy paste. Perfect. Thank you so much. How many shots? I also didn't count. And I'm not asking for the shots. But the idea is for same single point, they have to struggle so much. The outcome is same, one single point. However, they have to spend and sweat so much to earn that point. So every time you have to sweat, probably this time less, next time the opponent is same, the surveyor might be different, means the desired result is same, hold me and to load the cargo, but you might have to sweat more. So the idea is don't be complacent that I did this thing a number of times, or I can do it by having same number of efforts. No. Every day is a new day. You need to spend more and more efforts every day for the same job. All right, this is the last one that I would like to discuss about the alleged claim by terminals. Everybody wants to make money, and the terminals are also there to make money. These pictures are the real ones from South American ports. They claim that they found this on their conveyor belt, and they are blaming the vessel that it came from your ship, and they have damaged their conveyor belt and the system, and there was a stoppage for 5 hours or 6 hours. The vessel is responsible for that. They bring a letter of protest, ask masters to sign it. master is confused whether to sign or not, and they try to put pressure, a lot of pressure, to because they want to make money. So by looking at these things, these rods, they don't seem from our own vessel, right? You can make out whether it is from your cargo hold or it belongs to your vessel or not. So accordingly, you have to reject it. Don't blindly sign whatever they bring and accept the liability. You have, in fact, it is other way around. If it is a structure from the cargo hold, we have to put a blame on them, or we have to issue a stevedore damage that you have damaged our vessel. You have damaged the structure inside the cargo hold which went to your conveyor belt. So you are supposed to pay us, not we are not supposed to pay you in fact. So it is other way around. You have to defend yourself. Thus, you must collect all the evidences like the pictures of your cargo holds before loading and during discharging. Take pictures. If anything of that sort comes out, please discuss with us. Don't sign anything. And there are a lot of things, that as a defense we should have evidences, and if required, we will inform and get a P&I survey on scene to defend our interests. So don't get bogged down by the pressure from the terminals. Immediately call us. We are all a phone call away. Okay, this is about communication that I will not talk about because it has been talked about many times since yesterday. It's coming to an end. Wake up! Not literally, but I'm saying don't be under a wrong impression that your past performance is a guarantee for your future success. If you have succeeded 70 times in past, there is no guarantee that you will succeed on the 71st time. You might fail. So don't rely on the past glory. Every day we have to perform, perform, and perform. If we don't do that, then it is a hole in our boat, and we are all same. We are sailing in one single boat, and we have to take care of that. So let's stay together and put our best as a team for the common goal of safe vessel operation and to have our customer satisfaction. Thank you so much. I will not take much of your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Sudhir, for a wonderful presentation. I would now like to call upon Chief Engineer Arlene Ecom, Captain Taho, and Captain Marfil for good contribution. And I would like to award them something, a small gift, small token of our appreciation from UMMS. Please come to the stage. Yes, Captain Marfil, Captain Taho, and the early bird prize for Chief Engineer Arlene Yukong. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. I did not know I'm going to receive something, but thank you for this.
All I can say is thank you, UMS, for opportunity.
I'm so sorry, Captain Taho.
very much, UMS. I have just finished my first contract in UMS, but I feel the support and the warm relationship, especially with my team. My vessel was my vessel was assigned under Unit 2, but later on was transferred to Unit 4. But I'm very thankful that I am employed here in UMS. Thank you very much, UMS.
That was a nice comment by Captain Rahul. And I'm sure that every one of you all, each and every seafarer, feels the same about the company that we serve for, that is UMMS. And we will contribute in the same way because we are built upon your strength and your contribution. Thank you so much for today. I would like to call upon Captain Anurag Sharma to give his concluding speech.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, once again. I don't get scared seeing me bringing my iPad here to read it through. I had prepared a big vote of thanks for it was not a concluding speech, but just a small vote of thanks. But I had to make it a little bigger because you endured us for 1.5 days going through all the various presentations. So I wanted to summarize all of our presentations since yesterday in my vote of thanks. But I believe already we have discussed it again since this morning. A lot of things which were the key take homes from this seminar for everybody. Any key take homes you have noted down for from this seminar other than the jackets what we presented as small mementos? Any other key take homes? Anything? Because that is the most important. I have been attending this seminar since I was a chief mate, and I always look forward to such events. I had at least picked up something from each seminar, and that still stays in my mind. That helps you throughout your career, throughout your life journey. I believe the most important take home, what I could note down was change is the only constant. That was the opening speech from our MD, Mr. Gupta. Change is the only constant, and adaptability is the key to survival. The Darwin's theory remains valid. Survival of the fittest. Bulk carrier industry is changing every day. It is following on the footsteps of the tanker industry. Vetting requirements are becoming more and more strict. You have seen the right ship presentation. You have seen DNB's presentation yesterday. All these new regulations are coming in. EU ATS, CII, EXI, the new alternative fuels are coming in. So these requirements are going to change. As yesterday Mr. Gupta pointed out, that one joke yesterday, the tie, a person bought a tie and he was running as fast as possible to his home. So why are you running? Because the fashion may change. This may run out of fashion. So similar now, the bulk carrier industry is changing pretty quickly. So we have to be on toes. You have to be running as fast as possible if you want to survive and you want to be in pace with the time. So adaptability is the key. So keep upgrading yourself, keep updating yourself. Very important it is. It is really important. And we have already, Captain Manu has presented yesterday, we are already aligning our SMS as per TMSA. TMSA, you all know, is tanker industry's holy grail. It's like a Bible for tanker industry. We will soon have a dry BMS coming in for the bulk carrier industry. So, right ship inspections you are already going through. You see how much details they are going in now for the preparation of a bulk carrier. So, this is the visualization of the things to come. And the new SMS, please, when you go on board, please go through the new SMS. It is very important to know your SMS because In a lot of case studies, what we have discussed here, you have seen not following the procedures is one of the major root cause. All the procedures are in place in the SMS, but people do not know the procedures. They do not read the SMS. It is important to read the SMS and do not let go of your common sense. Common sense is something which is not, you cannot get it from the books. You cannot be trained for a common sense. It is something which you have to do an introspection of your actions or learn from others' mistake rather than learning from your own mistake. So the case studies what we share with you on board, we send you circulars on board, please go through. Please discuss with your juniors during the safety meetings, during your normal talks, please discuss. It is always better to learn from others' mistake. So not taking any more of your time, I would like to say thanks first to our esteemed principals who have come all the way from Japan, from Greece, from China and from Singapore, and also some of the principals who have joined us online during the live web demo. Also, to our guest speakers, I believe the guest speakers are not here today, from the right ship, from DMV, from Sailors Society, from POEA, all the guest speakers who have taken out the time from their busy schedules and shared their valuable insights with us. I am very sure that you must have learned something surely from the presentations. And also for our big vote of thanks to our seafarers who have found time from their precious vacations. Being a seafarer myself, I know how much impressive is for our 1 day of vacation. We have very limited time and spending 2 days with us here. It's really, we appreciate it a lot and we look forward to see you in the gala night again with your families. And last but not the least, I think we should give a big applause to our Manila team who has worked tirelessly over the last 2 days. And the leader to the and our MC there, they have really worked hard along with the, that they have been doing their daily jobs also, because all the ships are definitely operating. They have a lot of day-to-day work. Along with that, pulling off this event, arranging this event, I believe they will need a big round of applause. Thanks everybody. See you in the gala night with your families. Thanks all of you.
Thank you, sir.
With this, we conclude our 2 day group conference program. I would give in the way of your lunch, so we can proceed for lunch now. Thank you very much, Rana, for attending and your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.